Sorry.
That's right.
Work together to deal with these. No, you can't do anything to these things.
You might be surprised. But that's beside the point. If you're wanting to... You're talking about protecting Terzine from these watchers. Where do the emerald tablets come into it?
What do you know of the emerald tablets?
What do we know of the emerald tablets?
Only I know about them. They're out of character. Only I know about them.
No, I'm asking, like, as soon as we hear that, do we actually know anything about it?
A while ago, there was a moment where the group was in a tavern. I think it was Glass on the Water, and a dodgy-looking person tried to use Thieves' Camp with the party to find some information out. They obviously weren't the right person, so they got up and left, and the party was like, we're following that guy. And they found him murdered in the corner in an alley. He basically got spooked and bolted. They did get other info out of him, but on one of the notes was something about emerald tablets. So other than that, there's not really any information. You've just heard the name before.
Okay.
We can just go ask Tiz later if we need to.
Oh, we can just ask this gentleman, as he seems to be providing us with quite a lot of information.
Yeah, I'm just looking at him, waiting for him to respond.
No, I don't. You're involved with if you've been involved with the Red Hand already, I don't really see any harm in giving you that information. But when it comes to the emerald tablets, that's as far as I'll go.
Which is funny because you seem to be involving them already, this Red Hand, with regards to these emerald tablets.
Make a persuasion roll.
13.
You have a spare +3 if you want to add that to it.
Yeah, I'll add that.
So that's just from inspiration from before?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got inspiration. I wrote down I had inspiration last time we were in person.
I think I have heaps of inspiration.
Let me see.
I never use it though. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
I've got like
we homebrew inspiration. We stack it because nobody ever uses it, so it's way more fun when they're like, "Oh yeah, I've got a whole bunch," and I just rolled a 1, so here's all my 6 inspiration just to make this.
I have 7 inspiration from last time. I will be keeping that in mind.
Sorry, Baller, what was your question?
So my point was, he is using the Red Hand to find these green tablets, yet his argument was he was doing it to stop the Red Hand. And my point was, if you're willing to involve them but unwilling to involve us, what's the point?
That's a good point.
Yes. The emerald tablets can manipulate reality. They can already do that to a degree. Well, Porridge can.
So are they seeking to use these tablets, or are you attempting to use these tablets against
the master? Might be.
If
we want the tablets to keep them safe.
If the Red Hand knows about these tablets, why haven't they gone after them previously?
The Red Hand cannot get into Volthum. But they can send agents.
Oh, okay. Now, that's interesting.
No, wait. Wait. You told me that the Red Hand had you kill the Black Hand?
Correct.
They manipulated you already.
Yes.
Manipulated is a strong word.
We weren't stoked.
So who says? So who says they're not doing it now? You cannot hope to send against the Red Hand.
That's what I mean. It's a bit strange, isn't it? Their agents couldn't achieve it the first time, and now all of a sudden there's a competition, quote unquote, to go and achieve these, to go and scour these ruins. Seems a bit coincidental, don't you think?
Do you know of any
competition is?
Do you know of any connection between the Whitehall brothers and the Red Hand? And if you don't, do you think it might be worth having a look?
No. No, we believe that if this has been arranged by the Red Hand, they want the amulet, the emerald tablets. And so we're getting in there first to get them.
The other option, is it possible to destroy these tablets?
Possibly.
See, if we know their goal is to capture, and they seem quite good at manipulating and, weaseling their way into a situation, if we simply deny their ultimate goal, would that not be more beneficial?
Are you suggesting we just destroy the tablets completely?
Need not be all of them. If destroying a single one is enough to deny their purpose, then perhaps it's an option. I say this, and I'm not exactly versed in the magical arts, so it might not be as simple as I'm currently thinking.
Yes, that could be a good option. I do believe I have some contacts that may be able to deal with this. I don't think there's anything else that you can offer me in this conversation.
Perhaps not.
I believe that it's best if you just leave us to the tablets. Do what you're doing and leave us to get them.
If in future you require services of the, how would you describe it, unorthodox or unexpected, you know where we are.
Well, you know where they are. I'll never work for a noble.
Yes, I don't think we'll be needing. I don't think we'll be needing your services. We have some quite capable heroes.
Not to imply that you will, but just in case, you know where we are.
If you want to deny yourself a plentiful resource, that's your prerogative.
It's a very hostile way of putting it.
He sort of like looks you. He looks Mira up and down. Not that plentiful, and he turns around and sort of just walks off at that point.
Lampford's trying not to laugh at that one, but he's just like...
Just like a nobleman to talk about a woman's tits in company.
You hear people, you hear the next set of companies being called through, and you guys' number is up next.
What number
so you
are
sort
we?
of... There have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 companies that have gone in already. So you guys are 7.
Yes, 7. I like 7. So happy we're not 6. 6 is a lame number. It's just 2 3s. Ugh.
3 2s.
No, 3. That's not too bad. I like that more than 2 3.
5 and 1.
Oh, now we're talking.
All right, so they call up your number, and they sort of start to allow you guys to go through.
Okay.
As you guys head through the gates, you're sort of peering around. This cavern it's very well lit. There are light stones all around the ceiling. And it's just as bright inside as it is outside, even though from outside the door, it looks dark, pitch black. You walk through and it's light. It's almost like there's a spell on the door itself, so you can't see in. And you sort of are looking around.
Is this natural stone and natural a natural cave, or is this all man-made?
Make a nature roll.
Well,
There are a lot of features of it that seem quite natural. So it's that large chamber there.
yeah.
It has been altered, so to speak, so that there are carved points around the wall. There are statues and monuments, and there are these inset lights, and there are houses everywhere. The cavern itself, it reaches up probably to about 60 feet up. So it's not huge, but it is fairly large.
Yeah.
And then stretches out. You can't see the far walls because of the other buildings in the way.
Yeah, I'll just have to keep an eye out, in terms of when things start to get, if anything starts to get totally man or creature made rather than natural.
You peer backwards, mirror at the gates, and there are. Oh, have I got them here? Yes. There is a carving across the wall. Across the door, sorry. And I will take a photo of it and send it to you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Is there? I'll need to translate that.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a
Okay.
spell that might help with that. I could do comprehend languages.
So, Mira, you've seen this because you're looking for it.
Yeah.
Do you want to point it out to anybody, or?
Yeah. Because have we has our thing started? Like we can go into the caves now? Like would it take time away from?
No, they're going to guide you through. They're basically setting people up. So there's quite a bit on there, and you probably wouldn't get it all. If you prefer, you can look at it better when you come back.
Yeah, I'll look at it when we're on the way out, and get a proper look at it.
Yeah. Oh, as I say, I've got that spell that comprehend languages that will be able to.
Oh, would I have enough time? Is that you cast it on yourself?
Probably
or
not
someone
to
else?
write it down.
Oh, not to write it down. Okay, we'll do it on the way out. Oh.
As long as I touch it, I can understand what it says.
The issue is remembering it well enough.
Yeah, true.
If we've read it and I've made an intelligence check to remember it,
Don't we have paper?
would that work?
It would be a fairly high DC.
I mean,
yeah.
one thing we could do is to see if it has anything of interest to us going in, like any warnings or anything like that.
If we
and just
give it a read,
remember the relevant bits.
Yeah, give it a read, and then if it's irrelevant to our current thing, we just do it again on the way out.
Okay, I don't mind doing that.
Awesome.
So
right.
Okay, I'll touch the thing that the writing's on and cast a spell.
Comprehend language.
No, and I'll ask Atticus to read it out to me.
I don't think any of us ever used comprehend language before.
The first time I have.
Yeah.
It's actually really useful.
Is it reversed? Is that reversed?
Oh, hang on. No, I can read it. Hang on.
Yeah.
No, go big.
Back, Jason, back. Now, guys, screenshot it quickly.
Oh, shepherd.
No, I'm trying to read it.
Found a place where uncertainty was.
Wears thin against adversity. The Imagine and the shepherd.
Thousands. 900.
Uncertainty was what?
Could you move it across?
Yeah. Oh, cause I can't quite read the whole thing. Heart of stone built.
It's a story. Yeah, interesting. Adversity.
You want to bring it back again to the start?
Yep. Right down there. Interesting.
So, Aldrinari and Jord.
So, what language is this thing, Ursula? Do you know it all, or do any of us have it?
Isn't it like
The other words. So this is where meta knowledge is allowed. You're allowed to Google these words.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's really hard to read when you have to like keep. What would the DC be to remember it?
It would be at least 20.
At least 20. I'll give it a go.
Yeah, because you've now had this time. Yep.
Lampshades high
is Mira
intelligence?
gonna
He'll
read it
try
out?
remember it.
Hang on. So is it just straight intelligence, or
It will be an intelligence check. Yep.
okay? And do I get advantage from him reading it out?
Oh,
For a second
no,
there, I was going to ask.
You're both
for a
trying to work
second-
on it.
Okay. For a second, I was about to ask quick for guidance, but he's not here. Okay.
Well,
so-
is Atticus reading
could
it out
guide
loud so
you.
the whole group is hearing it?
Yeah.
And
reading
everyone
it
else
out,
out,
so-
so
Yep.
just remember one part from it? Okay.
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so that's a 16 plus 3 is 19. I'm going to use
So
one of
you're
my
each going
inspiration.
to remember a part each.
oh, man, I've got inspiration too.
So that's 23. And I used one of my inspirations, so I'll mark that off.
Yeah, I got 24.
Right.
Did you take into consideration guidance?
I just rolled a natural 20.
Oh, did you? Oh, natural.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just rolled a natural 20. So
Hang on. So what did I what was it? A 23 I got?
Yeah.
I only rolled a 4, so I won't be able to remember it.
26.
Okay, I've popped it in the chat with those high checks that everybody's, and obviously you really want this info, so you're all
Yeah.
working together.
Yeah. The more
have-
you fight it, the
I've
more you want
I've
it.
put.
I can't. Yeah. I have to connect my keyboard again so I can. Ah, shit. Hang on. Where am I?
Alright, so I've
Oh,
popped
Nick.
it in the chat.
I tried getting into the chat. I couldn't get anything.
Yes, there we go.
Is it the Tears End chat?
In game in progress, you'll see that there's a hash and
I
a microphone. Yep.
Discord
okay.
chat, baby.
Got it.
Oh, is this my Okay.
So they start to lead you through. There's almost nobody. You catch glimpses of children who are peeking out windows and that sort of thing. And there's a lot of drow children. So they've got the platinum blonde hair and the black skin. And they're really little because elven children are very little. And it's an unusual amount of children. You don't usually see this many elven children. Simply because it takes them so long to usually want to, reproduce. But they lead you through that first section of the caverns, and then through a real thin corridor. Change that over because that's going to the next one. So you're basically making your way through. The cavern tunnels here are really narrow, and you can only stand about 2 people wide. And then you come through to another section, and there are a lot of farms all through here. You're coming through again, and there's a lot of slums, but this is much wilder than before. And if you like, you can make your herbalism checks if you're looking for stuff in the Underdark.
Do you want to help me with that? Because we'd just do one roll, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So if you want to just help me, because I'm sure I'd have a bit of skill.
Yep, you go for it.
I'm on +7, I believe.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's better than mine.
And I'll cast guidance on myself as well. So 24. 24.
Give me 2d6.
That is a 2.
And give me a 2d4.
That is 7.
Ooh.
So you find that's pretty good. 7. You find on some of the cave walls, and on cracks and stuff like that, you find some balm, primordial balm, and you find enough to make 7 doses of it. It's also quite rare, and goes for anywhere between 40 and 100 gold a piece. You come through the next section, and it is dank, and there are no homes in this section that look like they're lived in. They're broken down. There are stalactites from the ceiling, and there are sections of homes that are being engulfed in the lime and whatever else is coming down. And if you like, you can make another check.
Oh, yes.
Except for herbalism again. You find any more herbs?
Yep.
Yeah.
27.
Yep. Give me the D4.
So it's a 6. And
Mort flesh powders.
Woo! Fantastic.
The next section you come into actually diverts almost straight away back out again. So you don't have a chance to look through there, but it comes up and then it comes up. Backwards is hard. There.
Oh, and just for note, Jason,
Yep.
Lamprin's at the front, keeping his eyes out in case of threats.
You are like 6 groups in, and every once in a while you hear shouting and stuff at the front, and they're dealing with whatever you come. Every once in a while you come past like a dead, looks like a weird sheet of flesh on the ground, been hacked to pieces, and yeah, so they're dealing with stuff up the front end. That little corner there. So you basically go into another room and you catch a glimpse of some light at the far end, but you are quickly diverted back through again. They bring you through, and eventually you come through to this room here, where you're split into 2 groups, and they split you off. You are sent on the northern end, and in the northern end, so on the map, basically, this is the map that you're given. The end that you're going through and you're clearing out is this end here, and the emerald tablets have been pointed out to be here. So what is beyond here in terms of caverns and caves is uncharted. You're not sure what's past here. All through here is all the stuff that you'll now be hunting through. And so you have one more chance to make a herbalism check if you like.
Okay.
Yep.
That's not as good. 19.
Yep. 2d6 and a d4.
2d6. I got an 8. And I rolled a 2.
So you find 2 Fiend's Ivy.
Ooh. Oh.
And it is 9 o'clock. The next game we'll finish up there, and in the next session, what we'll do is we'll get into the hunt, and so it'll be really combat heavy stuff.
Okay. Before we disappear, Mira, on your map, where is the X that corresponds to around here?
So I don't have the actual map, but it's I just wrote down Gate of Volthoon.
So I assume it's probably the thing we read.
It could be the stuff we read.
It could be this. Yeah, it might be the thing we read. Yeah.
Okay. Cheers.
Yeah. So just check.
Cool bananas.
Cool.
So if there's any meta discussion you guys want to have or questions or anything, we can do that now. It's just that I haven't prepped the cave that you're going to be hunting through.
Come on.
So, because I googled the names, because it's me, I do homework. This is who I am.
Did you do the homework already?
Give me a moment. See if I can find what I'm looking for. Now you will all get a glimpse into the random crap that I Google. There you go. I've sent you a link for. There you go. Oh. I might have
Wow.
spelt it funny.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And because the letters don't translate properly. So if you control F through the PDF and you can't find the word in there, then you will need to search just the names that I've put before it. So Hofudstupir is the DH is like a soft TH because it's really old school Norse. And so I wonder if it'll copy into the chat. This is the actual word. Nope. Doesn't even want to copy it.
Aldemar.
Oh, I know what I can do.
Salsmalanda. Salamador.
Oh, yeah, that's the problem. Okay. Can you see that? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Trying to come up, but it doesn't seem to want to.
Right. What I might do is
Oh, here we go.
What's that?
Good.
okay.
Let me look. Let me enlarge. What does the source say?
Here we
There
go.
we go.
I've put the picture into the chat instead.
Alright.
Oh. No, there's more info, but Lantern wouldn't have had a chance to talk with the others, perhaps, about this.
About what?
What's turned it? Oh, gotcha.
What's Lampford not done?
Have you had a chance to talk with the others since they came back? Because they've kind of gone into hiding, so they don't mess up the timeline.
Oh, no, I haven't really talked to them. I see Gratan because he rolls in and doesn't care about anything.
Yeah, he doesn't care about timelines or anything like that.
No, he doesn't believe in them. He thinks everything just happens. He doesn't even know he's like gone back in time.
Yeah, just doesn't get it.
Yeah.
But the others don't want to stop him because they'll create more of a fuss.
Yeah, he's pretty simple. He just dances with his girlfriend and does mushrooms.
Is this a character?
Yes, my barbarian. You probably haven't met him yet. He's here, wandering
okay.
around.
Oh, okay.
He's so cool.
Does shrooms and remember when he lost his axes?
Oh, we don't need to talk about that. It's still a sad day when he lost his magical axes, trying to jump on like a cyborg into a river on an ancient spaceship.
How long does it take to turn those ingredients into potions? I just looked up what we found and what it gets made into.
Yeah, so
is it the good stuff?
And we got a couple of really good things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've got some recipes for a tea that my character makes for the mort flesh that has rather interesting properties.
Potion of longevity?
I call it immortality.
Immortality. Very good.
Yeah. And I've also got recipes for mobility and tranquility and stuff like that.
Ability, tranquility.
And it's the primordial bloom. We can use that to make potion of giant strength, basically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that just something that just looks really good. I thought
it's real good. So there is because it's multiple steps to get through finding it, and then you need to get every piece of it. So you need to it's not just the ingredient. You also need to get the elemental water. So to make any potion, you need elemental water as well. Or any enchantment sort of a potion.
And I add a few things in for flavour and other effects, but the result of my immortality is that it's not permanent. So if you want to have the effects, you have to keep drinking it.
Oh yeah.
So yes.
Well, because I looked up the potion of longevity because I was just curious, and that sort of just you basically de-age by 1d6 plus 6 years to a minimum age of 13, which I thought is quite
Yeah, I kept it 21.
Yeah.
So you've got to go through the checks. You've got to get the ingredient itself. You have to get the elemental water as well, and again, it's a chance to be able to get it. Then you have to go through the brewing process as well, and that has a DC as well. The DC, I think, where is it? The DC, so elemental water gives it a +3, and then the malt flesh gives it a +5, and I think the base is a +10. So already, just that potion is an 18 just to brew the potion, and you have to have the equipment for it as well. So if you've built a character that has all those proficiencies, and their whole thing is that they brew potions hard out, then that's all good.
That is what I do.
Well, I've got the alchemy.
So I'm basically for me. I basically on 50, like an 18 difficulty. There's a 50-50 as to whether or not I can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I have the herbalism and the alchemy stuff, but obviously, being second level, I'm not as high up as you, or not what I used to be. So,
Yep. And if you're putting skills into that, then you're not putting skills into other things. And so I think it all balances out in the end anyway.
Yep.
Poisons are where it gets real fun. Because the poisons are like, you can stack a whole bunch of effects. So you can make it non-lethal. So you could poison someone all the way down to 1 HP or whatever. You can have someone frozen in place. You can have someone who they don't notice, and you can stack all of those into the same potion, and then roll really terribly, and then you ruin all those ingredients.
Okay. I think it's a speed one there.
Water breathing.
That's mobility. So we've we've still got to get elemental water, so it's talking about collecting that. So we could actually concentrate on getting some elemental water next time, perhaps.
Yep, sounds good.
If you roll a 2 or 2 to 4 or a 10 to 12 on any terrain table, you can change it to elemental water instead of the ingredient.
Roll 2 to 4, 10 to 12. Okay.
Yeah. Mm. So I mean, mm, mm. I've chosen this because it's a vital part of my character. Mm, yeah.